made this New Year's resolution. This is the year I am finally going to understand fast English conversations, express myself in English, and maybe even become a fluent English speaker. But then a couple days pass, a couple weeks pass, a couple months pass, and before you know it, it's the end of the year and you're not a fluent English speaker yet. Well, never fear. In today's lesson, I am going to help you learn how to become a fluent English speaker in 2026. If you're new here, hi, I'm Vanessa from speakenglishwithvanessa.com. And for over the past 10 years, I have been teaching real-life English here on my YouTube channel. And now there are more than 7 million of you subscribed. I can't believe it. Like every video, I have created a free PDF worksheet for today's lesson, and inside this worksheet is something interesting. There are over 15 links to all of the things that I'm going to tell you about today. Every podcast, every TV show recommendation, every audiobook that you can listen to for free. Every little thing that I mentioned in today's lesson will be included in the PDF worksheet. So how can you get access to that? All you need to do is enter your name and email address in the link in the description, and voila, just like that, the PDF worksheet will land in your email inbox. Plus, you never need to sign up for my free worksheets again. I will always send them to you every single week. It is my gift to you. So click on the link in the description to get today's special PDF worksheet that includes all of these links that you will need to become a fluent English speaker. Sometimes my friends ask me, Vanessa, why are your students learning English? And I tell them, you know what? Over 60% of the internet is in English. Plus, a lot of the high-paying fields like business, technology, or medicine are in English. So whatever the reason is that you're learning English, I want to help you with it. Whether it is the internet or travel or your job, today's lesson is for you. So let's get started. My first tip for becoming a fluent English speaker in 2026 is to listen to podcasts. I'm going to tell you about 3 recommended podcasts, and I hope you can check them out. I recommend checking out Teachers Off Duty Podcast. This is a hilarious podcast where American English teachers, people who are teachers in the US, talk about their experience in the education system. Some of these stories are absolutely wild, and I think you'll understand a little bit more about American culture. You'll learn about humor, and you'll get the challenge of hearing multiple people speaking together. This is a really good way to level up your listening skills. My next podcast recommendation is How I Built This with Guy Raz. In this podcast, Guy, yes, that is his name, Guy interviews another entrepreneur. This is somebody who started an interesting business, and you can choose from so many different business topics. I think this is really clever if you want to level up your business English skills, because you're going to be hearing business owners talk about their business. Sometimes it's details about the business, sometimes it's overall vision of the business, but these are all great things that you can then use when you go into the workplace. You'll see interviews about people who have invented water bottle types, people who have invented makeup and skincare lines, people who have worked with gym memberships for working out. There are so many different types of businesses. I recommend just taking a look at the different interviews and choosing one that interests you. My next podcast recommendation is called Modern Immigrant. In this podcast, you're going to hear interviews with people who have immigrated to other places. Oftentimes, these are people who have immigrated to the US. And so you're going to hear some inspiring stories about people who have struggled, people who have succeeded after struggling, people who have dealt with all of the difficult things that happen when you immigrate to another country. So if you are thinking about immigrating to the US, or maybe you already have, this is a really interesting podcast for you. I think it will really help to inspire you and also maybe give you some ideas about how to apply for graduate school, how to find an internship. There's a lot of interesting things in this podcast. And even if you are not immigrating to the US, check it out. My second tip to help you become a fluent English speaker in 2026 is to watch English-only YouTube videos. I'm not talking about learning English videos. Don't stop watching my lessons though, please. I'm talking about channels that English speakers watch just for fun. Where can you find those? Well, I want to give you 4 recommendations. My first YouTube channel recommendation is Epicurious. They have a ton of interesting food-related videos, but one that I recommend is this one. 4 levels of making a hamburger, from amateur to food scientists. You're going to see different ways that different people make hamburgers and some fascinating English along the way. My next YouTube channel recommendation is this guy, George Camel. He makes really interesting finance or money-related YouTube videos. They help you to be more financially savvy, which means financially smart, to make good financial decisions. But some videos, like this one, are just plain entertaining. In this one, he asks people at Disney how much debt they have. Now, in the US, it's pretty common to have some kind of debt, whether it's your house, your cars, or credit cards. And in these types of interview videos, you get to see kind of a look behind the curtain at what's going on in people's financial lives. Plus, it's a great way to hear different English speakers. When he interviews people on the street like this, you'll get to hear so many different ways of speaking. It will be a great challenge. And you can always click CC to view the English subtitles. Don't worry about watching it with English subtitles. You're just having 2 different forms of input. You're listening in English and you're reading in English. So if you need that, don't fear using it. My next YouTube channel recommendation is 74 Gear. This guy is a professional airline pilot, and he has some fascinating videos all about airline pilots and flying commercial planes. So if you have ever flown in an airplane, I'm sure that you will find an interesting video of his, just like this one. Cocaine bricks found hidden on an American Airlines flight. So he goes through this breaking news story and talks about how it could be even possible that this could happen and how common it is for this to happen in other circumstances. So go check it out. And my final YouTube channel recommendation is Caroline Winkler. This is going to be a listening challenge because she speaks pretty quickly, but I think this is a great one for if you are interested in design, in home design, or even in making your living room look more cozy, more comfortable. This video that she made is how to do a living room makeover for $0. So you can use the things in your home to just make your living room look nicer, look better, look the way that you want. She gives great design tips and it is extremely entertaining. Go check it out. Moving on from YouTube videos, my third tip to help you become a fluent English speaker in 2026 is to write a few sentences every day. So far, we've focused on listening, on watching, and now you are creating language. You are writing. Now, you could just write about your day, what you did, but if you need a little bit of some structure, you can do what my family does almost every day at the dinner table. At the dinner table, we sit around and we ask, what was your rose, bud, thorn today? The rose is what was the best part of your day, the most beautiful part of your day. The bud is the closed flower. So it's about to open up, but it hasn't opened yet. So that is, what is something you're looking forward to? Thinking about the future. It's a good challenge to use the future tense here. And a thorn. Nobody likes getting pricked by a thorn, so can you imagine what the thorn is? Talking about your thorn means what was the worst part of your day? What was something that was annoying, something that made you angry? Tell us about it. And you can write this out. You can do this every day. Your rose, your bud, and your thorn. And this is a simple way to just have a little bit of structure to help you create English and to write about your daily life. And I bet that you will notice what things are easy for you to write about in English and what things are pretty difficult. Maybe you're lacking some vocabulary, or you just have a topic that you know how to talk about in your native language, but not yet in English. And that is a way that you can improve. You can focus on learning that vocabulary so that you can write about your rose, bud, and thorn each day. My fourth tip for becoming a fluent English speaker in 2026 is actually more like a question. I want to know, what do you think? Do you think it is better to not study English Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday spend 3 hours studying English, and then no English Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday until Saturday again? Or is it better to study for 15 minutes every day? You can probably guess what I'm going to say. It is better to be consistent and do a little bit of work every single day. If you can make that longer one day, that's great, but don't forget about all the other days of the week. You need to be consistent with English. That might mean listening to an English podcast one day, watching a video the next day. But if it feels a little bit overwhelming because you don't know what you should do every single day, I would like to invite you to join me in our special 2026 30-day English speaking challenge. Every single day for 30 days, starting on January 1st, I will send you a speaking lesson and you will have the chance to speak every single day in English. And we're doing something very cool with this speaking challenge. If you meet our special criteria, you can earn your money back. If you finish this entire challenge, you get your money back. The entire challenge would be free for you. If you're interested in joining the 30-day speaking challenge, you can click on the link in the description to learn more about it. We start on January 1st, so make sure that you join as soon as you can and you don't miss out. My fifth tip for becoming a fluent English speaker in 2026 is to listen to audiobooks. I want to give you 3 audiobook recommendations that you can listen to right now for free. The entire audiobook is available on YouTube. You can listen to it right now. And then I want to give you a couple tips about how you could use audiobooks in a kind of creative way to learn English. But let me give you my recommendations first. If you have never listened to an audiobook in English before, I recommend starting with a simple book, like this children's book, The Rainbow Fish. It is very short, it is simple, and I think you'll be able to understand a lot of the vocabulary, and it could provide you with this good foundation, a foundation of confidence that yes, you can listen to audiobooks in English. But what if that's really simple for you? Let's take it to the next level. You can move to simple chapter books like this one, The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This book is extremely popular with elementary age students, so I recommend checking it out. See if you can listen and understand this entire book. I bet that you can. Give it a try. And when you're ready for the next level, I recommend listening to slightly more challenging books like this one, Wonder. This is a fantastic book. You're going to hear it from multiple perspectives. That means that different chapters are written by different characters. So you're going to need to pay attention, but don't worry, it's not too difficult, but this is a great way to pick up on different speaking styles, different writing styles, and it will challenge your reading skills and your listening skills. All right. Now that I've given you a couple book recommendations that you can start with right now, how can you use audiobooks? So of course you can listen to the audiobook, but what are some ways that we can be creative and use the real book as well? Well, my first recommendation is you could listen to one chapter and then you could read that same chapter. Or you could switch it. You could read the chapter if that's easier for you, and then you can listen to it. I think you're gonna pick up a lot more if you've already read it. Or a little more challenging, you could read the entire book and then you could listen to the entire book. In the same way, because you already know what's going to happen because you've read it, when you listen to it, you're going to pick up on a lot more than if you were only listening to it. And my third tip, maybe this is the master tip of them all, is you could listen to the audiobook while you are reading the book. 2 for 1, amazing. A lot of my students do this and they say that it is extremely helpful, especially for pronunciation, because you are hearing words and you're seeing words at the same time. So maybe it's a new word for you that you're not exactly sure how it's pronounced. Well, there you go. Someone is saying it in the audiobook at the exact same time. So this could be a way that you can use audiobooks in a kind of clever, creative way to level up your English. My 6th tip for becoming a fluent English speaker in 2026, try to say that 3 times. 6th tip 2026. is to watch English TV shows. There are so many English TV show clips on YouTube, so that is a great place to start. I'm going to give you 3 recommendations for English TV shows that you can start to watch right now on YouTube. All of these clips are in the PDF worksheet, so make sure that you download it and start today. My first TV show recommendation is The Dog Whisperer. This is a famous TV series where you will see people who are having trouble with their dog's behavior asking for help from a dog professional. Cesar Millan is someone who most people who own a dog know about because he is the gold standard for helping to train dogs. You're going to see a lot of great conversations, some good storytelling, and these are real life situations. It's not completely scripted like a TV show might be. So here you'll hear real English. And you'll see some really cool dogs too. My next TV show recommendation is What Would You Do? This is a kind of hidden camera TV show where there is some kind of moral dilemma presented. You'll see how real people react to this, and then you will be asked, what would you do? How would you react in this situation? It can be quite interesting and present a lot of great real life situations where you'll hear real people speaking. My final TV show recommendation is an old one. It's an oldie, but a goodie. It is Different Strokes. In this family sitcom, you're gonna see this wealthy older couple adopt 2 young orphan boys, and it is hilarious how they try to interact and adapt to each